Hi, everybody. It's Caterina Barregar from Imagine Life Coaching, the Yes You Can Empowerment for Women group, and Yes You Can Women in Business. And today I am very happy to have somebody really special to me online with me. Her name is Pauline Blachford, and she is a consultant who helps optometrists in the Vancouver area, and actually even more than that, pretty much all around Western Canada and maybe even to Eastern Canada, where she helps optometrists to increase their profitability. So if you're an optometrist or you work in an optometrist office, you want to be talking to Pauline. She's a speaker and she's doing some really great stuff around expanding the possibilities for optometrists everywhere. So I'd like to introduce to you Pauline Blachford. Hi, Pauline.
Hello, Caterina. I'm excited to be on your program.
Thank you. So this program is for the women in business. And what I do here is every now and then I will interview somebody who is passionate about what it is they do. And so I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, Pauline, around your passion for your business and to maybe share with us a little bit more. So tell me about the passion that you have for your business.
Caterina, my passion actually started a long time ago without me even realizing it. But to answer first, my passion is all around eye vision and eye health. And it started when I was a little child and used to visit my great-grandmother, Rebecca. I used to love visiting her. She told me some wonderful stories about when she was a little girl, but I noticed that she never read to me. And it was a few years after that I talked to my mom about it. I said, Nana Rebecca never read to me, and yet my friends were saying that they loved hearing their grandparents read to them. And I said, I thought at times she was rather strange because she wore her clothes inside out. And that is when my mom realized that no one had actually explained to me that my Nana Rebecca was actually blind. So I became very interested in sight and realizing how important that is for all of us.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful, empowering story all by itself. So when you talk about your ideal client or the people that you truly want to work with, who is it that you want to work with the most?
Anyone, Caterina, that has a database that believes in what they're doing and would like to ensure that everyone in that database is getting cared for. So it could be a dental practice, it could be a naturopathic clinic or chiropractic or massage therapist. But for me, it has really happened through personal experience at an optometry clinic where I worked for 20 years. And actually I worked there for 18 years. And then since then, I've been on my own for 4 years, empowering other clinics to really care and nurture their database in order to increase their bookings.
So let's talk a little bit more about the problems that you actually solve in the work that you do. So could you give some examples of the kinds of problems that you solve?
Well, when I go into a clinic, Caterina, what I do is assess the clinic. I'm able to see, listen to what team members are saying, to what the doctors are saying. But normally it is about the fact that their daily schedules are not fully booked. And of course, an average eye appointment in a clinic can range anywhere from $150 to $800 based on the products, the type of frames, and the quality of lenses they sell. So as you can imagine, even if a clinic, the average across the country is $400. So let's say they have one opening every day between Monday and Friday. That's 5 times 400. That's $2,000 they're leaving on the table. So I come in and I work with their recaller and I show them how to effectively recall, to speak to patients, to educate the patients, and to give a clear call to action so those patients actually book, come in, take care of their eyes. And that increases, of course, the bookings for the clinic and the profitability.
And you know what I love about this is the fact that you are making it a personal relationship, as opposed to, as you were saying earlier, the postcard that gets sent out in the mail. The postcard is very impersonal, whereas what you're doing, it becomes a personal relationship not just once, but for years and decades, and not just for one person, but their whole family and their whole influence of, you know, people that are in their world. So the art of connection, as I've said a million times before, and I'll keep talking about it, is being lost. And you are one of those key people in the world who's actually creating that again and bringing it back into the norm. I love that. Is there anything else you want to share around the benefits that you create for the optometrists and for any of those people who have a database?
For sure. Caterina, you brought up such a good point, because people feel they're doing a great job of recalling when they mail those postcards or when they send an email, or the millennials would like a text. What they don't realize is that I call those passive forms. What I learned from personal experience is when I get a patient on the phone, they're able to say things to me like, "Oh, Pauline, I'm seeing well. I don't feel I need to come in. I have no family history of any problems." And I'm then able to say, "Oh, I'm so glad you're seeing well. However, we're here to take care of the health of your eyes as well." And all those myths or all those things they're thinking in their head when they receive an email or a text or that postcard, they never take the time to call and say them. But when I'm on the phone, they say them, and therefore I'm then able to explain, agree, yes, I'm very happy that they could see well. However, this is why you have glaucoma in your history, family history. This is why we need to see you more often. Or through an eye health exam, we can find out if you're diabetic, if you have Sjogren's disease, if you have MS. Those things often we get the symptoms. We see them before the patient gets those symptoms. So it's very powerful.
So it's just not about your glasses, the types of frames that you might choose, you know, the yearly eye exam, you know, getting dilated or whatever. Is so much more than that. And creating those relationships with such a deep personal connection that it makes it all worthwhile. And it creates more opportunities for those optometrists out there to actually build their clientele to a place that they never thought that they could build it to before. So
Exactly.
that's really exciting work. I think that's wonderful. And you know, the postcard can be given to you or sent to you, and there's no personal interaction. I usually put those kinds of things aside and I say, yeah, I'll get back to that later, and then I never actually do. So this is really key too for you, because that instant, oh, I'm calling this person right now, I'm either going to leave a message or talk to them, but it's an instant thing where, oh yeah, I got to get back to Pauline, or I've got to get back to the person at the clinic, or, oh, hi, how are you? You know, let's have a conversation and get this appointment booked. Such a big difference and such a need in this society for that sort of thing. So I'd love to hear now, if you could say one thing that you would like to say to our world, to the empowerment group, to the women in business, to empower them, to help them, to empower them to go for their passion in life, what one thing would you share?
I would say that if you're not getting up every morning being excited about what you're doing, then I feel you need to be asking yourself the question of, why is it? What am I doing? Because I find, because I have such a passion, I can address the obstacles that people share with me, because I know what I'm talking about from personal experience and by what I've seen from working with clinics. Caterina, I've been in clinics where I'm coaching staff, and I realized that that's not the business they should be in. So I see the difference between them seeing it as a job or being there. The ones that are passionate, I just love coaching them because they go on to do well and they continue to get those patients in and make a difference. But when they're there for just a job, they're just not engaged. So if our audience, if someone is just feeling disengaged from what it is they're doing, it's because they haven't found their passion yet. And I urge them to do that first.
That's really true. That's really true. So Pauline is a coach. She goes to your clinic. She actually trains the recallers. She helps the the clinic owners and physicians to learn about their database and how to increase profitability. And Pauline is a speaker. She speaks. How many different places do you speak in on your topic?
I have spoken across Canada, and one of my dreams this coming year is to speak in the States. And I've also applied to the Caribbean because that's where I was born and that's where I went to school, in Barbados. So that I would love to end up speaking and helping Caribbean optometrists do a better job of bringing their patients in for eye care.
That is so beautiful. So where can people connect with you, Pauline, just so that we have that?
So first, I'd like to tell you how I spell my name because people have a really hard time finding me. It is Blachford. It's Pauline Blachford. It's BLACHFORD. So if you find me on my website, it's www.paulineblatchford.com. And from there, you can even click in and see a video of my granddaughter when she put on her glasses for the first time. It's a short video, but it's really inspiring at the work we have to do in getting our children in as well. And then from there, you can also see my email address at info@paulineblatchford.com.
So what next for you, Pauline?
I am working with Caterina in order to find that out. Caterina, thank you. Thank you for helping me think big, think bigger. And I just want to spread the word. I want to be able to, my next goal is to do podcasting so that I can help people around the world, because then if I help one person a day to get in and have their eye exam, and if they were sent on to a specialist, if they were helped in some way, or to get their children and grandchildren in, it doesn't take much, one person a day, and just imagine how their lifestyle can change.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So everybody who's listening and watching today can tell that Pauline is truly passionate about her work and truly passionate about offering something to the world that maybe we've forgotten about. So I want to thank you, Pauline, very much for being online with me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you guys want to reach me, I'm Caterina Barregar. My company is Imagine Life Coaching. My groups are Yes You Can Empowerment for Women on Facebook. And there's also YesYouCan-womeninbusiness.com, which is my new website that helps entrepreneurs like you. I work with women both professionally and in their personal lives on relationships and on their self-esteem. So that can be anybody from a CEO to somebody who's just going to school, a college, or something like that. It's all about relationships and self-esteem in your workplace and at home. So thank you so much again, Pauline, for coming. Look for this video on YouTube and on my website, and we'll spread it everywhere. Thanks so much, and everybody have an awesome day. Stay empowered.